Welcome to BTV. I'm Angelina Mambo, and here are our top stories. John Soho, the unrepentant judge still serving Hitler Buhari. Enugu State Fulani herdsmen attack. Where are the concerned citizens of Enugu State, CCES, and others? On Monday, 26th of April, 2016, was yet another day in the history of mankind, when the Nigerian judiciary decided to throw into gutters its remaining value, courtesy the overwhelmingly compromised injustice John Soho. He has broken the record of being the first judge to make himself a willing tool in the hands of the African Hitler, Muhammadu Buhari, who is bent on killing democracy and fully activating total tyranny and Sharia law in all parts of the contraption called Nigeria. Actions and rulings of John Soho in each court sitting since he started presiding over the case between the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, director of Radio Biafra and Biafra TV Kanu, and the federal government of Nigeria, has always shown that he is compromised, biased, and desperate. Yesterday was not an exception. According to live updates from Federal High Court Abuja by Biafra writers, Justice John Soho has stricken out the stay of proceedings application filed by the defense team of Kanu. Stay of proceedings is an application seeking the removal of Justice John Soho as presiding judge of the case in question, due to his compromised stance, especially since his insistence to play by his master's Buhari's rule. John Soho, as it stands, has vowed in his heart, judging by his words and action, that he must serve the head of Kanu on a platter of gold to the genocidist Muhammadu Buhari via his symbolical court ruling. From all indication, it became obvious that John Soho simply came to court to tell the world that he is not going to back off this case. In other words, that he must be the judge to condemn Kanu. The question is, why is he insisting to continue presiding over this case? Why can't he replicate similar step like he did when Babalakin asked him to rescue himself from the case involving him and EFCC? Well, the answer is not far-fetched. It is because he has already eaten the part payment he received from his paymaster, Hitler Muhammadu Buhari. And the only way to keep his own part of the agreement is to continue presiding over the case until he satisfies his paymaster. This is really realistic. It's also important that we let the world know that Judge John Soho has concreted his position on masked witness against Kanu, insisting that masked witnesses must be allowed to testify against Kanu in the next court hearing, disregarding the fact that there is an appeal filed against his masked witness ruling. We are not surprised at all, because he is only playing the script of his paymaster, Hitler Muhammadu Buhari, and then we fail as well. It is so shameful that Hitler Muhammadu Buhari is now dictating the pace for the judiciary in every case, including Sambo Dasuki. It is said that Nigeria is a democratic country, but seeing the tyranny being displaced by the Muhammadu Buhari-led government, it will be an understatement to say that democracy is as good as dead in Nigeria. The contraption called Nigeria is back to the era of the military junta. It is quite unfortunate that the case has been adjourned to the 21st, 22nd, 23rd, and 24th of June 2016 by the criminally minded John Soho. If he likes, he can continue with the incessant adjournment of the case till 2020. But we want to make it clear to him and his master Buhari that the indigenous people of Biafra all over the world will never give up, and will leave no stone unturned until we get justice. It does not matter how long it will take. What matters is that in the end, we must win. We are glad that the international community is at high alert on this case. And so Hitler Muhammadu Buhari and his cohorts will be brought to justice in due time for the crimes against Biafrans and humanity. At the peak of the peaceful protest embarked upon by the indigenous people of Biafra immediately after the arrest and detention of their leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who also doubles as the director of Radio Biafra and Biafra TV, one of the numerous groups engaged and handsomely bribed by the by the APC-led government of African Hitler Muhammadu Buhari to play down the seriousness of the gospel as preached by Radio Biafra and its director, that the Fulani herdsmen will soon be let loose by the Nigerian government to bring death to our people, was the concerned citizen of Enugu State, CCES. The group had, through a press release statement, its release condemned the truthful and timely warning by the Radio Biafra as well as the entire activities of the indigenous people of Biafra. Not done with her dance of shame, this group went ahead to also condemn the peaceful protest of the indigenous people of Biafra, claiming that it was illegal, unacceptable, anti-democratic, and an adventure capable of undermining the unity of the contraption called Nigeria, and the existing peace and tranquility as ensured in the contraption by the African Hitler Muhammadu Buhari-led government. Part of the said press statement by the group's leader, Chief Jeremiah Ude, from on 28th of October 2015 reads: "We, the concerned citizen of Enugu State, CCES, condemn in its entirety the unlawful approach of violent protest adopted by the so-called IPOB in promoting its cause. We do not encourage any unlawful acts that will be inimical to the peace and unity of the country and the tireless effort of the present administration in Enugu State to advance development in the state." The group then ended her dance of shame by unequivocally declaring her support for the African Hitler Muhammadu Buhari-led APC government, in spite of the clear evidence that the government had made it clear that she will punish our people for being among the 5%ers, which were the section of the country that gave him only 5% of votes. Fast forward to 6 months after the release of this press statement by the CCEC and the public start of the much talked about, prophesied and predicted genocide and punishment on our people as echoed by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu by the African Hitler Muhammadu Buhari through his advanced army and kinsmen, the Fulani herdsmen of the Janjaweed farm. However, the surprise thing is that the press statement releasing peaceful protest condemning concerned citizens of Enugu State, headed by Chief Jeremiah Ude, have all of a sudden gone mute in the face of a premeditated and violent genocide against people from same domain as well. They seem to have lost their voice to condemn the killings of innocent Enugu State citizens, whose only crime is advising the advanced killing squad of African Hitler Muhammadu Buhari to stop destroying their farm produce. This is the time for the concerned citizen of Enugu State to speak up and speak out as the punishment and genocide that African Hitler Muhammadu Buhari promised is now at their doorstep. They must be bold enough to return the money they collected from the government so as to enable them to speak up and out. Concerned citizens of Enugu State must now be concerned about the killings of their fellow Enugu citizens. They must call on Hitler Buhari to tell his kinsmen to stop the killings, except if CCES and African Hitler Muhammadu Buhari are directly or indirectly telling the world that the destructions by the Fulani Janjaweed are legal, lawful, acceptable, and democratic, and an adventure capable of promoting unit of the contraption called Nigeria, and ensuring that the existing peace and tranquility is maintained. CCES must also know that time is running out, as nobody knows the next target location of Buhari's men, as it could involve the family compound members of her group. As we await CCES to speak out, the question the world is asking is, if CCES condemned a peaceful protest by IPOB, claiming that it was an adventure capable of undermining the unity of the contraption called Nigeria and the existing peace and tranquility in the country, how does the maiming and killing of innocent Enugu citizens and burning down of their properties by the Fulani herdsmen, covertly and overtly sponsored by the Hitler Buhari-led government, which they unequivocally supported, promote peaceful coexistence capable of making them keeping quiet and turning deaf ears to the atrocities of these people? Or is the CCES, by their silence, supporting Hitler Buhari's vowed punishment for our people, the 5%ers? Finally, this is the time for all the groups that oppose the truthful and timely warnings of Radio Biafra and her director, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, to know that predicted doomsdays are here. The advanced army of the African Hitler is now loosed. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB have done their job by warning of these days in advance, of this impending genocide. Thus, it is now left for the group to either do something now by guiding their lions, or be prepared for the second Holocaust, as a black-skinned Hitler who is a proud protege of the white-skinned first Holocaust mastermind is now proudly on the throne. That's all for today. BTV will be back tomorrow. Thanks for watching.